Hi, it's Michael here from Custom Bike Fit, and today I'm just going to share with you a few tips in response to the Fulgaz survey that was sent out a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago, where we asked you what were the main issues that you were encountering on the bike. Now, these are just tips based upon the experience that I've had as a fitter, as a bike fitter. This isn't a do-it-yourself bike fit. This is just some tips that are going to help you to alleviate those issues, or I believe will help alleviate the issues that you've pointed out. So the first and most common issue was that people complain of was numb toes, burning feet, and we call that hot foot. And in my opinion, I see it all the time. The reason why people get numb toes and burning feet is because of the position of the cleat. And I see an awful lot of riders where they have their cleats positioned forward, so the cleats push forward. This puts pressure underneath the metatarsals and it turns the toes to sleep, and that's where you get that numbness and burning sensation. So what I do, or what I suggest you do, I do it myself, is move the cleat back. So you pull the cleat back towards the heel of the shoe. I think there's other benefits to doing this as well. I think you'll get a bit more power. You feel like you're engaging earlier in the pedal stroke. But just try this. If you are getting hot foot, have a look at the cleats. If they're positioned forward, then move them back. If they can come back any further, move them back. If they're moved fully back and hot foot's still a big problem for you, I would suggest looking at another pedal and looking for something with a big platform where you can distribute the weight more evenly or distribute the force more evenly. And pedals that really stand out to me are things like Time, some of the Time pedals, and a Kiwi pedal, Kiwin. So yeah, first tip is to move, if you're getting hot foot, move the cleat back. That usually alleviates the problem. And if you're still having an issue, well, maybe you need to look at changing your pedals. Okay, so the second issue that came up was around the saddles, so saddle sores and numbness in the genitals. Now, this can be a result of the saddle being too high, even too low. So the height of the saddle is very, very important. But also the type of saddle that you're on. And I see a lot more people now moving away from a traditional closed-in saddle that causes a lot of pain, particularly in a time trial position. It causes a lot of pain when you come forward. So people try to come forward because that's where they're going to get their power from. You'll know yourself when you want to get on the gas, you go forward. And if you go forward and the saddle hurts, you're going to slide back again. So you get that friction. If that's the case, you definitely want to be looking at a good chamois cream. But also looking at other saddles. So if I have riders come in and they're complaining a lot of saddle sores, and their saddles at the right height and the right fore-aft, I look at other saddles for them. And the two brands that I've found that work really well for roadies, the Selle SMP range, so this big cutout down the middle, which encourages blood flow. And for triathletes, the SMP Saddles, which are completely open at the front. And these are great also for opening up your hip angle and for producing power. And ISM win the saddle count at Kona every year. I think they'll probably end up having 40% of the field this year in Kona. So yes, we need to look at things like saddle height and make sure that's correct. But it's worthwhile also looking at saddles, or looking at a saddle and looking at an alternative if you feel that it's that coming forward that's causing you the problem. Then you need something with a cutout. And I actually carry a huge range of test saddles. So I've got about 20 test saddles here in my studio on the Sunshine Coast. And I'm happy, and I do this all the time, to loan these saddles out to anybody in Australia. You just need to contact me via my website and tell me what the issues are that you're having. We'll have a telephone conversation. I just ask for a small deposit on the saddle, but I send you out a test saddle. You can use this for a couple of weeks, because I know it's a minefield. People buy saddles, the latest and greatest, because they've been advised this is the right one for them. They haven't had an opportunity to use it, and then 2 weeks down the track they decide they don't like it and they go and buy something else. So this is an opportunity for you, for Fulgaz customers, to be able to try a saddle before you buy. So if you are having saddle sores, issues with the saddle, then by all means contact me via my website, send me an email and we'll go from there. Okay, issue number 3 was neck pain. And typically when I see riders with neck pain, it's because they're stretched out. And for most riders, when they feel stretched out, the first thing they do is they look at the front of the bike and they think, well, should I shorten the stem or should I flip the stem so that I'm more upright? As a fitter, I always start at the back of the bike, and I see so many people that have their saddle too far back. So if you are getting neck pain, what I would encourage you to do is just sit on your trainer, move the saddle forward so that you're closer into the bars, and see how that feels. If you feel that that's a better position for you, and you should know intuitively, then I would suggest that that's the immediate fix for you. Moving the saddle forward will change your leg extension. It will shorten slightly, so you need to raise the saddle a touch. But just for the purpose of, I have neck pain and I want to do something about it, that's the first thing that I would do, is move the saddle forward and see if that alleviates the problem, and then we can look at saddle height as stage number 2. Okay, an equal third with neck pain was back pain. And back pain can be caused by a lot of things, but typically what I see when people are getting back pain is that the saddle is too low, so there's a loading of the back. Or again, if they're doing some sort of time trialing, it could be that the saddle's too far back or they're on the wrong saddle. So they're sitting back on the saddle, which is closing off their hip angle, and they're loading up that lower back. So if you're experiencing lower back pain, the first thing that I'd suggest you do is just raise the saddle very gently, just 5 mil to start off with, and see if that helps alleviate the problem. But for any of these issues that I've mentioned here, you can go to my website, www.custombikefit.com, and you can send me a video of you on the bike on a stationary trainer. There's instructions on the website telling you exactly what to do, what I need to see, and I will analyse the position, and there's no cost for that. So please take advantage of that. If you have any questions for me, send me an email. Again, just go to my website, there's inquiry forms on there, and I'd love to help. So thanks for taking the time to listen and view this video, and I hope to engage with you again in the near future. Thank you.